Hello, beautiful people. This is Gaurav from Auxilo, and today we are in conversation with the CEO and founder of WeConnect Overseas, Mr. Salman. Hi, Salman.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you. Glad to have you here.
Great. So, I just wanted to meet you and discuss some relevant and important aspects of student life. So, I don't think I'm going to be covering a specific country as such, but we'll just talk about studying abroad in general. How does that sound?
Absolutely fun.
Great.
Let's do this.
Let's get started. The question that comes to my mind about studying abroad is like we see the recent trends year and year. Foreign countries are taking more and more, granting more and more visas. So how is this hype like created, and why should one even go abroad, and should one go abroad? So these are the questions I'm going to ask you today. If we could like answer them as candidly as possible, that would be great.
I wish I was a student 10 years back. I would have been in US studying, now working somewhere, right? So, if you ask me that question, why? Why is a very generic question if you've asked me. But the reason being why is mainly because of the salary packages, which is huge. There's a lot of difference when while earning in pounds and dollars and euros, right? As compared to a package in you're working immediately after graduation. That is the major reason what attracts the students. Secondly, the brand of the college, the culture also comes into picture here. The education is different, the quality of education. So majorly due to these 2-3 reasons why I believe students, there's a lot of hype which was there already during COVID, a little down, but yeah, now it is again come up where a lot of students plan to go abroad.
Right. And also, how important is it like not to get into, like be a sheep and follow your friends and your families that are trying to settle abroad,
That's very important. That's something which recently as well, I had written an article on this as well. But influence is something which plays a very important role as well. Like I've had a lot of students in the past saying that, sir, my friend is there, my friend is there. My friend has asked me to, come to this country for him. But that should not be the main reason why you are going there, right? Because every profile is different. A student who's gone already to USA or a UK, his times and his profile was different, whereas this student here is different. So I believe in backing your decision with a proper research is something which I feel. I mean, I thought at times, Gaurav, you'll not believe, I tell my students that don't even trust me if you don't want to. Look for a Google video or YouTube videos and do your own research. Only then take a call.
Exactly. And we are also doing our part by sharing and putting this online on YouTube. So I guess it would be helpful for students watching this.
Absolutely.
And also in the same regard, like how we should have a vision, right?
Sure.
About going abroad, and in that vision also you need proper planning. Then your documentation comes in. And another important aspect of that would be like planning your finances, because that's where the whole game lies, and that's where experts like you come in to help students. So is there like a proper framework that you follow with the students, like if he comes to you, so how do you guide him, like if he's a fresher coming to you?
So experts like me is something which you've said. You've been really modest on that front, saying that experts like me. I rather believe experts like you guys who've been helping us throughout the process, right? A lot of NBFCs we are with, and you have also been the team here at the back. So here, what we usually do here, the process that we follow over here is that we check with the student for his profile firstly. Also we check for the finances. Because what usually happens is most of the places where the student starts his process, and after a month or 2 months or 3 months down the line, he is stuck with the finances. Because after the offer letter, there comes an important part of the loans. Loans is something which is very important for the visa, the sanction letters. So that is something which we start very early. Right in my first round of counseling only, when we take a brief idea as to, what is the income, what are the things that will he be able to do it. So it becomes easier for the student to plan both the things. Start with the counseling process, country selection, course selection, at the same time look at the loans as well. So, that is something which here at WeConnect which we do. So it becomes easier for us because we've been transparent and very honest from day one that this is something which you need to look at and then decide the country as well, depending upon the budget and everything as well. I also wanted to add here that it's in the last 3 years almost now we've been tied up with Auxilo also now. So a lot of students here feel that the process and everything goes really smooth. Okay, we've had a lot of students flying to US, Canada, Ireland, UK, Australia, Germany, all of these major countries, and the process has been really good. So I'm really happy with the services also. And it's not just me, it's the students as well who come to us after the loan is sanctioned that the process has really been smooth. So that is something which we've never had an issue with Auxilo as well in the past. We've had good success ratio because of the products which Auxilo are offering, right? In terms of the platinum products, and wherein the already student gets an unsecured loan as well, 100% unsecured loans, right? With the traditional banks, becomes a little difficult at times for us to get that loan happening. But with the ROI and with the unsecured and with the processing fees and everything as well, right? So it's very flexible, and that's exactly what a student wants, right? There are a lot of competitors in the market as well wherein they look for loans, but this is something what we felt is the USP, and it has worked in our favor. So I would like to just let you know that we've had a good time with Auxilo in terms of the products which you are offering.
Right. So once you get your financials sorted with the proper financial experts, and then you come in to guide the documentation, all those kind of processes as well. But still, given the gloomy climate of the big word that's been tossed around is like recession, and how 2023 it's gonna hit big or not hit big. So in your experience, is it making like students not fly, or is it's not making any dent in the flying abroad community?
If you ask me, 23 students who are flying in fall intake of 23, right? See, the recession is there. Nobody can say or no, and a lot of students asked the same question as well. UK was impacted a couple of months back. It's still on with a few inflation, and gas prices also increased in everywhere. So it is there, yes. What I personally feel that my student is going in September of 23, right? If he is going to a USA, he has 2 years with him, right? In terms of the job opportunities as well, which you say that there are issues with the job market in USA, UK, Canada, and such countries. I believe that he'll be completing his masters in 2025, which is almost 2.5 years or more than that from now, right? Personally, I feel things should be, the recession time is for a year and a half, 15 months to 18 months is what we look at. COVID was also there. It has struck a lot of countries as well, which you've seen in the past. So with respect to that, I believe students going in 23 intake, they'll be completing in 24 for a 1-year masters and 25 for a 2-year masters. So I feel it should not impact them. Yes, living somewhat would impact them, but looking at the long shot, I believe it's still a safe bet.
Because the market has to bounce some time back. And if you're a student, I guess you're a bit okay, but like if you're flying as a working professional, it would have a slight impact.
Yes.
As we've heard.
So then that's the reason why students now, when they even have, they are confused as to they need to take it in September 23 or September 24. So my funda here is very simple with them. I keep it simple, saying that this is a phase which will pass. This is a time which will pass, and by the time 24 September comes in, when it's a time for them to look for jobs and everything, I believe things should be sorted.
So no need to panic as well.
No need to panic, absolutely. No need to panic.